Today is day 89 of my 100-day project, and on day 84 I finished this, or so I thought. I filmed a flip through of this on day 84, and as I was going through the book I realized that some of the pages were perforating. It was coming apart. And it's because when I machine stitched this, and I knew I did this, my stitches were far too close together. And I mean, duh, it's paper, it's totally going to perforate. When I filmed the flip through, I got to like the middle of the book, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's falling apart. Which it was not, like, my heart didn't break. It was slightly sad, but by that time I had done the work. You know, I had done the learning and the exploration here, so that was not lost. It's just the picture of it, you know, the concrete picture is now different. There were 7 pages that were affected. So I just finished repairing them with some grungy newsprint from here, I'll show you. This is from my painted paper stash. So I just ripped some strips from a page like this, and I used that as my my Band-Aids for it's, you know, in the spine. Oh, and the other reason that I decided to repair it is because there was one spread in here I was not happy with. And so I came back to it yesterday and used rubbing alcohol and just took it back to as far back as the paper would let me go in the layers. And so I'm actually going to rework that on camera, the whole spread. Let me just show you what I'm planning on doing. I'm just going to grab any old color here, and because I love just the plain line connecting things, that's how I'm going to work this out. You know, this is how I'm going to start the repair process. And in some of these cases, the grunge in this new paper is giving me pointers as well. Like there's clues in this grungy paper. So this is my way to marry what's going on here. And then, like where I've got this yummy stuff, you know, this gives me the chance to just play with materials and basically make things work in a different way. And this is so exciting to me. I love problem solving. And then here, I can just bring my rug out. Excuse me. And this was a stamp, those marks there, but you know, you can just make it work. So there we go. And then, you know, at some other point down the road, if I take this book back off the shelf, I can come back in with paint, you know, and marry this even further. But I know I've talked about the history of the work before and how much I like to let things show. Well, this is a very like in your face way of letting the history of the work, like letting that be part of the record. And I know I'm going to like reopening this book looking through it and seeing, you know, that, oh, this is the one that I machine stitched really badly and it fell apart and I got to fix it. You know, I got to work on it. So that's what I'm going to do with the spreads to come. This is the page that I wanted to rework, and this led me to the whole Band-Aid thing. Let me explain a little bit about why I came back to this page. The first time through, which you would have seen if you watched all of the Sketchbook Meanderings videos, you will have noticed that there wasn't a lot of information on this original under paper spread. So when I came back to it the second time, I didn't know what to do with it. So I painted it that one time. Then I didn't like that. And so I blocked it all out with charcoal and made some crazy grass. And I thought, okay, I like that silhouetted look. Left that, came back, didn't like it. I painted over that. It's like, okay, well, this is better than what it was. And I left it saying I was done. And that's the way that it looked when I filmed this flip through the very first time. And then when I decided that I was, I went through the book again and I came to this spread, I'm like, no, I don't like that. I'm not going to be satisfied with it. And I was like, and plus I need to repair the book. So what I did is I sprayed rubbing alcohol in here and used this green scrubby. And I just kept working the layers back as far as I could go without completely working through the paper and tearing the paper. So that's what you saw. That's how this started this time around. So this is the fourth time. No, actually, if you don't count the very first time, the abstraction, this is the fourth time painting, but it's really the fifth time through this spread. So I say all this to say that sometimes, actually a lot of the time for me, when I deconstruct something that I'm working on that I'm not happy with, if I take it back, it's like it clears my visual palette. Like it clears my mind's eye so that I can see again. And it helps me build something better and more satisfying. So none of the pages in here are done. I don't know if that is even because we keep growing as artists, I don't know that our work is ever done. It just gets to a point where it is satisfying to us, and that's what we can call finished. So in that sense, everything in here, this book is finished because I'm satisfied with it. But now I can really say with this, I just love it. And I employed a lot of the things that this book practice taught me. I love colored pencil. I mean, this helped me fall so far in love with them. And, I did other things that just making marks to build a layer of color, the scribbles, not finishing a mark, not flooding this whole section with color, but just enough to suggest something. Of course, patterns. I love little patterns. And my graphite squiggly marks. I love not completely following, not matching up the color pencil line with the paint line. That makes it so interesting to me. And then, just quickly putting in grass and letting it be wherever. That was super satisfying. And this leg here over the Band-Aid, man, I love it. So there's so much about this that is pleasing to me in a way that the other iterations of this spread totally weren't. So I'm just so happy that I allowed myself to let go and start again. So I'm going to get on now to the pencil work on the other Band-Aids, and then I will be back to give you the final flip through. All right, I went as far as I had steam for. So, like I said, at least I think I said at some point in the future, I might come back and add more paint over the Band-Aids, but for now, this is what it is.